The footage shows a worker operating near a series of exposed rotating rollers, or pulleys volant, on industrial equipment. While the worker was engaged in a task or adjustment, the machinery suddenly activated, or the components were engaged, and the worker's arm became caught and pulled into the moving rollers, cylinders. Fortunately, multiple nearby co-workers reacted immediately to provide assistance and stop the machine's operation. This incident serves as a critical warning. All rotating parts, belts, and rollers must be fully guarded when machinery is operational, as outlined by strict industrial safety standards. Workers must never perform maintenance or tasks near moving components unless the power source is completely isolated and locked out. Lockout, tagut. Establishing and strictly following safe operating and isolation procedures is essential to prevent severe entanglement accidents. The scene captures a worker using a forklift, lifting machine, to transfer large timber logs or wood planks onto a truck bed. Alarmingly, another individual was seated directly on top of the lifted load while the transfer was in progress. Suddenly, the forklift operator lost control of the vehicle, potentially due to excessive speed or sudden maneuvering. The uncontrolled motion caused the cargo to shift or the machine to destabilize, resulting in the entire load being dumped, which forcefully threw the rider off the top of the wood and onto the ground. This incident serves as a critical, non-negotiable safety warning. Riding on any elevated or moving cargo is strictly prohibited in any industrial or construction setting. Only qualified, licensed operators are permitted inside the designated operating compartment. Furthermore, forklift drivers must always maintain slow, controlled speeds and avoid sudden movements to ensure the load remains stable and to prevent dangerous rollovers or falling cargo incidents. The video documents an outbreak of fire, apparently starting in a fuel storage or dispensing area, possibly ignited by an electrical malfunction. A key takeaway is the quick thinking of an individual who immediately utilized a portable fire extinguisher to spray the affected zone. Thanks to this swift and decisive action, the flames were contained and completely suppressed before they could escalate, preventing a much larger incident and extensive property loss. The strategic placement and regular maintenance of basic fire suppression equipment, particularly fire extinguishers, are absolutely vital in any facility, especially those handling volatile materials. All employees must receive thorough training on the proper and effective use of extinguishers to ensure they can react immediately to incipient fires, safeguarding both assets and the working environment. The video captures a hazardous moment on a construction site where a worker on a second-story landing was dropping or tossing planks, sheets of material down to the ground level. Suddenly, a worker on the ground floor stepped into the drop zone and was struck directly on the head by the falling material. Fortunately, this worker was wearing a safety hard hat, which absorbed the impact, causing the individual to only appear briefly disoriented but preventing a major injury. This incident serves as a severe and undeniable safety warning. Wearing a certified hard hat is a mandatory and paramount requirement in any construction or industrial environment. The hard hat is the primary line of defense against the risk of falling objects, drastically mitigating potential impact trauma. Personal protective equipment, PPE rules, must never be disregarded when working beneath or near elevated operations. The video shows two workers in a repair environment using a lifting device, such as a large floor jack or hoist, to raise one end of a large truck bed or container and then leaving it suspended without proper mechanical support. They appeared to be leaning or resting against the unsecured load. Suddenly, due to the uneven weight distribution and lack of a stable base, the lifting mechanism gave way, causing the entire front section of the truck bed to instantly drop and tip. This uncontrolled collapse resulted in the truck bed colliding with the nearby worker. Never rely solely on a lifting jack or hoist to support a load. Once equipment is raised, it must be immediately secured with rated jack stands or solid cribbing before any work is done near or underneath it. Working near or resting on an unsecured, elevated load is a critical violation of safety protocol as it risks severe impact trauma from sudden movement or collapse. The footage shows two workers utilizing a crane to maneuver a large, heavy steel component across a worksite. During the move, one worker violated safety protocol by stepping directly into the line of fire, the hazardous, restricted area near the suspended load. Unexpectedly, the lifting cable or a rigging component malfunctioned, causing the massive steel piece to suddenly drop or violently swing downward. The abrupt descent of the load resulted in a severe impact collision with the worker standing in the hazardous area. Personnel must maintain a safe distance and never enter the area beneath a suspended load or its path of movement. Furthermore, all lifting equipment and rigging must be thoroughly inspected before use to prevent catastrophic failures, ensuring that the working area is clear of all non-essential personnel during overhead lifts. The video shows construction workers engaging in a demolition technique where they were using a mobile crane to lift and drop a heavy concrete block onto an existing fixed column, likely to break it apart. As the workers released the load by quickly slacking the cable, the immense force of the heavy block hitting the column caused a massive whiplash effect, recoil, in the crane's cable and hook assembly. The recoiling cable and hook violently snapped back toward the crane, narrowly missing a nearby worker. Extreme caution must be used when operating a crane in dynamic or demolition situations. Operators and personnel must always maintain a substantial safety distance from the line of fire, the path of potential swing or recoil of the cable and load. All personnel must stay clear of the drop zone and be aware of the uncontrolled energy released by sudden load movements. The video captures a dangerous incident during a loading operation where workers were attempting to move a piece of motorized equipment, likely a powered pallet jack, up onto a truck bed. Instead of using a certified, weight-rated ramp or docking plate, they attempted to bridge the height gap with uncertified wooden planks. The moment the equipment attempted to traverse the makeshift ramp, the planks immediately broke or slipped, causing the equipment and its cargo to drop violently to the ground. Never use makeshift or uncertified materials like wood planks as loading ramps for heavy equipment. It is mandatory to use certified, properly rated ramps or dock plates that are securely anchored and capable of supporting the exact load weight. Following this protocol is essential to ensure stability and prevent catastrophic equipment failures when bridging differences in elevation. The video documents a severe incident inside a warehouse where a forklift operator was maneuvering the vehicle. Due to an operational error, the driver collided forcefully with a structural column of the storage rack system. This impact instantly initiated a catastrophic domino effect, leading to the complete collapse of multiple rack sections, sending all stored inventory tumbling down. Forklift operators must consistently maintain low speeds, exercise extreme caution, and strictly adhere to designated traffic lanes to prevent any unauthorized contact with racking. Furthermore, racking systems must be regularly inspected for integrity and protected from impact using guardrails, as even a minor bump can trigger a disastrous chain reaction throughout the storage area. The video documents a severe incident inside a warehouse where a forklift operator was maneuvering the vehicle. Due to an operational error, the driver collided forcefully with a structural column of the storage rack system. This impact instantly initiated a catastrophic domino effect, leading to the complete collapse of multiple rack sections, sending all stored inventory tumbling down. Forklift operators must consistently maintain low speeds, exercise extreme caution, and strictly adhere to designated traffic lanes to prevent any unauthorized contact with racking. Furthermore, racking systems must be regularly inspected for integrity and protected from impact using guardrails, as even a minor bump can trigger a disastrous chain reaction throughout the storage area.